Tensions in the Middle East are rising once again. Just days after a fragile ceasefire agreement, Iran has announced that it is closing the strategic Strait of Hormuz, while at the same time sending negotiators to Switzerland for critical talks with the United States. But Washington says the waterway remains open. Is this a diplomatic breakthrough, or the start of a new crisis? The United States and Iran are preparing to meet in Switzerland to continue negotiations aimed at ending months of conflict and addressing key issues including regional security and Iran's nuclear program. The talks follow a preliminary agreement signed earlier this month that was intended to reopen the Strait of Hormuz and establish a 60-day framework for broader negotiations. Switzerland has become the center of these high-stakes diplomatic efforts, with international mediators also involved. Just hours before the negotiations, Iran's Revolutionary Guard announced that the Strait of Hormuz had been closed again. Tehran says the move is a response to continued Israeli military operations in Lebanon, which it claims violate the terms of the ceasefire agreement. Iran accuses both Israel and the United States of failing to uphold commitments made under the recent peace framework. The United States strongly disputes Iran's claim. U.S. Central Command says commercial ships continue to move through the strait and that American forces are actively monitoring the region to ensure freedom of navigation. According to U.S. officials, there is currently no evidence that the strategic waterway has actually been closed. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most important energy corridors. A significant share of global oil exports passes through this narrow waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to international markets. Any disruption can immediately impact global energy prices, shipping routes, and economic stability around the world. That's why every announcement involving Hormuz captures the attention of governments, investors, and military leaders alike. Complicating the negotiations is the continuing violence in Lebanon. Recent Israeli strikes and Hezbollah responses have fueled accusations that the ceasefire is already under strain. Although Israel and Hezbollah are not direct participants in the U.S.-Iran talks, the conflict remains a major obstacle to lasting peace in the region. As negotiators gather in Switzerland, the world is watching closely. Will diplomacy prevail and strengthen the fragile peace process? Or will disagreements over the Strait of Hormuz and the conflict in Lebanon derail the talks before they truly begin? The coming days could determine the future of Middle East stability, global energy markets, and U.S.-Iran relations for years to come.